Hey guys, Greg with Half Shell Gaming. I just wanted to come here today, give you guys another video today. It's basic supplies of what you need to begin eBay and selling online. So I was going to go over basically a list of breakdown of everything that you need to get started. Obviously there's some things that are optional that you can purchase at a later date, and I'll give you those as well to make it a little bit easier on you. So first of all, straight up, you're going to need inventory. So you'll need several items that you can post online. Like I said, I gave you a video the other day where you can source those pieces of inventory from. The second thing you're going to need is you're going to have to create an eBay account or whichever platform you're on, create an account. Then you're going to have to have your bank account and then upload your bank account into basically the platform so that they can verify that it's your bank account, so that you can get paid. I would recommend that you get a laptop. It makes it easy for printing. I understand you can do it through your phone and applications, but usually I get errors quite a bit when I'm trying to print with my phone through apps versus just using a printer that's connected. Another thing that I would recommend that 100%, 98% of the population would have is a smartphone. So I recommend those as well. Here's some basic shipping supplies that I would recommend. Just for example, like bubble mailers, you can get packages of tape. You can get poly bags, for example, to wrap your items in, packaging paper, stuff like that. So I'm going to go over basic shipping supplies that you'll probably need to purchase, and if you're just starting out. So this isn't obviously directed towards people that know what they're doing on eBay. This is literally first-time people that just want to start reselling to try and make 0 to 100K in a year. And I'm going to show you what you need for shipping supplies and other supplies that you'll need for your setup. So you're going to need probably a printer so you can print labels. You're going to need, and you can pick these up if you don't have one and you don't have tons of money to blow. You can go get a printer, for example, at a thrift store for $15 and $20, like a HP Brother printer or something along those lines to print your labels off. You're going to obviously need that printing paper. You can get 500 sheets at Staples for $8.19 Canadian. Then you're going to need a few boxes in various sizes. I highly recommend that you purchase these in 25 packs or you're going to be hemorrhaging money right off the rip. So I would recommend getting these various boxes from, I would say, Staples or eBay. If you go to Staples, you can get 25 packs in various sizes between $19.99 all the way up to $26.99 for a 25 pack. Also, I recommend markers so that you can write on bubble mailers. You can get those at the dollar store. Stamps as well. If you're going to ship with stamps on your products, I would recommend that you purchase these at Rexall Pharmacy, because they offer 10% discount when you purchase them in bulk. So another thing that I would recommend too is bubble wrap. I know you can get bubble wrap at the dollar store, but it's very small amount, but it's good to start out. Don't get me wrong. You can go get some of that if you're just starting out. I buy bubble wrap from Staples for 175 feet for $31.99. Another thing that you can purchase is packaging tape. You can get that on Amazon. You can get that at the dollar store. Staples, again, I buy mine from Staples, and I get 6 massive rolls of it for $29.99. Oh, yeah, that was 6 massive rolls. Another thing that you might need if you're going to be dealing with video games in that niche, you might need CD jewel cases. These are empty CD cases. You can purchase these from on Amazon or Staples as well. Roughly a 50 pack, and you can get those for about $25 to $30. Another thing that you might want to consider purchasing, you don't have to buy it right away, but you might want to consider down the road, guys, is packaging list envelopes. What those are is, for example, you are shipping a box to the States, for example, and you know, like the custom slip that you're supposed to put in. Well, this is the packaging slip. It's a plastic clear bag that you can stick to the side of any box, and then you just slide the customs form inside of it instead of them having to cut your boxes open to look through that stuff. And this makes it more professional and easy for them to do. So another thing that I would recommend as well, guys, oh, sorry about that. You can get 1,000 of those from Staples for $62.49. It's relatively cheap. Another thing that I highly recommend purchasing is a white canvas. You can get these from the dollar store in various sizes at Dollarama, and you're going to want these to put items on white canvases so you can get good pictures right from the start. This is the cheapest solution instead of having to buy ring lights and light boxes and all this other stuff. You can do it with just canvases to start. Another thing that I recommend that you get is cleaning products for your products, I highly recommend this one right here, guys. It's for what I use it for is video games or anything like that. I use it's Whoosh, and it's an Unreal product. It's called Screen Shine Whoosh. It's amazing. It takes old video games and basically makes them look brand new again. Like obviously the cartridges and cases and stuff like that. I use it for cleaning products, and you can get that for $22.99 online, single bottles like that, or you can buy it in bulk. And again, you need to understand that bulk isn't like 5 or 10 bottles. Bulk, for example, of this exact product for me, when I purchase it, if I want to get a deal on it, instead of $22.99 a bottle, I can get 50 bottles of it for $13.50 a piece. And that's from online. Another option to that is you can go with another product that's online. It's called Tough and Tender. It's $4 a bottle. It's a similar product to Whoosh. It's obviously cheaper, but I've never used it, but a business associate of mine has used it, and they highly recommend it. They said it's just as good as Whoosh, if not a little bit better. Another thing that you might need is a scale, like a weight scale such as this, so that you can put products on it, weigh them. Another thing that you're going to need is a measuring tape, so to measure the sizes of the products. For example, and here's another thing for you guys, optional supplies that can be bought later that I just came up with really quick for you guys. A ring light with a smartphone holder so that you can take good photos. $40 to $70 is, I found mine for 70 bucks on Staples. A light box with color backgrounds, you can get those for $35.99 on Amazon. Dymo thermal label printer, that's roughly 450 Canadian dollars, and then you're going to need the labels to go inside of it so that you can print these. Thank you cards, that's an optional thing. I do thank you cards in every single one of my orders, and I personally hand write them myself. So that's another big thing. I get a lot of feedback on my other eBay account that I was getting tons of feedback about how great those thank you cards are and how important they are to people on the other end, like the customer. So I noticed that I was getting a ton of those. So with starting a brand new eBay account, what I was trying to do was show you guys how you can get this feedback, all this positive feedback, as well as earn up from 0 to 100K in less than a year. Okay, another thing that I would highly recommend that you might look into, say you're dealing in the same niche as me, video games, whatever it is, you might need replacement cases, because if you're buying in bulk, sometimes these cases get destroyed, smashed, shattered, and the discs are still good, but you need replacement cases. So, for example, when you do this, you can buy replacement cases individually for roughly $3 a case. Another thing that you should know is that if you purchase these replacement cases in bulk, they get drastically cheaper. For example, you can go from $3 a case to, in some cases, as low as $1.22 a case is like if you're buying in bulk. Another thing that you might consider in the future is buying a resurfacing machine. I know they're expensive, but you can get different versions, obviously, of resurfacing machines. For example, there's one that like commercial use at a video game store, you're talking about like 8,000 Canadian dollars. You can get them sometimes online for 4, 5, 6,000, but you can get JFP Pro. It's like a smaller version of a disc resurfacer for about 160 bucks used, and it will do very close to the same job as what you can get professionally done in a retail shop like a video game store, and it's a fraction of the cost. If you're going to a store to have these done, I've paid as high as $7 an individual game to have them resurfaced, but when you buy them in bulk, you can usually get them much cheaper. In the province that I currently live in the city that I live in, I go to Epic Games, shout out Epic Games, and I get a deal. So I obviously take in a bunch of them, but it's they charge me about $3 or $4 a game to have them resurfaced. So that's another thing that you want to consider, is that before you ship a lot of these products out, you want to make sure that they're working, you want to make sure they're in very good condition, and you want to make sure that if they're scratched, you want to take them in and get them resurfaced. You really want to take the time of just not spending $3 when you can have it resurfaced, and then you send it to the person and they're very satisfied with the product, or you send the product to somebody and it's all scratched, and then all of a sudden you get a message that they want to return it. I'd rather spend the $3 and deal with the resurfacing. But when you get the JFP Pro, it's as simple as paying for the cleaning product that goes on it once you have the machine, and then you literally can just plug it in, and it's the cost of the power to run it. Another thing that I would highly recommend you purchasing, resealable retail bags for various sizes. These are like when you bought controllers, it's like what you would see in a video game store. It's hanging on the shelf. You can get 20 of those for $17.99. Another thing would be return labels. It makes your life a lot easier than having to write them all out. Another thing is business cards, just so that you can tuck in orders, maybe put a discount card in there for somebody for future orders. So I'm going to break down some other stuff for you real quick. It's about shipping within Canada if you're going to use bubble mailers, and also with outside the United States. So I just want to break that down for you guys, because when I first started, I had a hard time finding this information right off the start. So for example, when you're shipping within Canada, 0 to 100 grams inside of a bubble mailer, you only need 2 stamps. 100 to 200 grams is 3 stamps. 200 to 300 grams is 5 stamps. If you're shipping into the US, it says that 100 grams is $6.35. Up to 250 grams is $7.08. Up to 500 grams is $8.67. Up to 1 kilogram is $14.09, and up to 2 kilograms is $16.98. So you want to remember that when you're shipping. That's a reference too for you, so that you know what the shipping cost roughly is, so that you know, have a rough ballpark of what you need to charge. Another few, just a couple tips real quick about the shipping. Just what I've been taught really well is don't overcharge on shipping. Look up the items and see what competitors are roughly charging on that shipping, and then weigh it and check it yourself. Another one would be try to get a business card with the post office to get a discount card. You can get that so you can save, I think it's 5 or 10% when you're shipping products to them. If a customer wants to return an item through eBay, it's not worth the hassle. Just return the item. Don't even return the item if you have to. Just refund the money. It's just easier to deal with the refund, and it makes you look better overall in your business, that you're not scared to give somebody back their money when they're telling you there's a damaged product. So that's another thing. Try to make the presentation and the packaging beautiful. Here's another one that I didn't know for a while, is print all of your labels off through eBay to Canada Post to save 20 to 50% on your shipping labels. And yeah, so for example, my shipping on a bubble mailer, I start at $4.99, it goes to $5.99, and it stops at $7.99. So that's just reference to let you know. This was an introduction video to the guys just starting eBay or reselling. I just wanted to show you an introduction to supplies that you probably are going to require, and basically give you an introduction to how to charge for shipping if you want to ship to the United States, stuff like that. And yeah, so I hope this helps some people out there. This is Half Shell Gaming. This is Greg, and I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you for tuning in. If you found this helpful, please hit the follow, please hit the subscribe, and thank you all for being here.